to start out with a confession. So, when I was first getting going, I followed the high ticket playbook, the sales calls, lead chasing, and a lot of follow ups. And it worked for a while. So, I've done everything from high ticket sales calls to full scale marketing funnels. And if you've been following what most people teach online, you've probably been told that this is the path to success. Something that looks a little like charging high ticket prices, getting people on sales calls, closing deals, rinse and repeat. And maybe at first it seems like this is working for you. Or this is so heavy that you're having a hard time getting it off the ground. Maybe you've got a few wins, or maybe the sheer weight of this has you just hanging out in the sauna, hoping and wishing that this coaching business, this expertise based business, this consulting business will take off. Or maybe you've landed your first few clients. Or maybe you even hit a record month. Or maybe you've spent the last 10 months, quote unquote, growing your coaching business, or your consulting business, or your expertise based business. Either way, with this model, the cracks start to show. What this looks like is that you're spending hours in the DMs and just trying to get people on a call. You're chasing leads, perhaps dealing with some no-shows, and perhaps even getting ghosted. And then you do get a call, and it's this very high-pressure game, and it turns out that not everyone is a fit. You realize that you have to start from scratch every single month. And suddenly, it's really not working the way you thought it would. The truth is, most people are scaling a broken model. This broken model is giving you a lot of what you don't want. And one of the most powerful questions that you could ask yourself as an entrepreneur is, what kind of business do you really want to run based on the life you actually want to live? So I've built my business around a series of constraints that bring me joy. There's this idea out there in personal development that constraints are these externally imposed factors, and they are to a certain extent, but we can also impose our own joyful constraints. So for me, what this looks like is I protect my mornings and I wake up without an alarm. I don't do calls, I don't do meetings, and I don't do distractions in the morning. On a daily basis, I work for about 4 hours a day, 4 days a week. Sometimes that's more, but it's always by choice. I prioritize the protocol that keeps me connected vividly to my vision. This is really key. And here's what's most important. I don't have a team. I actually don't want a team. So no big payroll, no managing employees, no unnecessary meetings, no unnecessary complexity. This all allows me to work with people I genuinely like, so I don't take on energy draining clients and I don't chase leads. I've removed everything that doesn't serve me, so the litmus test for this is if it drains my energy, it's gone. For most entrepreneurs, this sounds impossible, but I'm proof that it's not. The only reason people think it's impossible is because they've never been shown a different way to do business. Most people are still following a model that was built for volume-based corporations. So these are the corporations that are built and with the end goal of being sold. They're not built for high performance, highly skilled entrepreneurs who actually care about their work and aren't looking to build and then sell their business. And if you're using the wrong model, no amount of hard work is going to make this feel easier. Actually, it will feel very draining, exhausting, and unsustainable. And you may also still suffer from the sleepless nights where you're staring at the ceiling wondering when this is going to even take off. But the worst part is, even when you close deals, it doesn't solve the real problem. One big sale doesn't create the stability that you need. It just resets the clock. The pressure doesn't ever actually slow down because each month you're back at zero. And more effort doesn't equal more freedom. It just creates a giant trap for you. At some point you start noticing this, and what that looks like in terms of symptoms is every month feels like you're starting over. Your calendar may be packed or completely empty, and your bank account will feel very unpredictable. You might be making sales, but you're not building anything that lasts. And internally, you know this isn't sustainable, but you don't actually have a different model to work off of. I know you're not afraid of hard work, and you're not looking for a shortcut per se, but I think deep down you know something about this model is off. Because if growth means working harder and then scaling means more stress, not more freedom, what is it you're actually building? Here's the real insight that I've had over time developing my own expertise-based business, and that is that entrepreneurship is a game of energy efficiency. It's about how efficiently you can convert your time and energy and expertise into money without compromising your health, your freedom, or your impact. So if your business requires more effort, more stress, and more moving parts as it grows, then what you've created is a high friction system, and this system is going to resist growth. The entrepreneurs who actually build long-term success are the ones who understand this. Because if you're growing a business, and as you grow it, your life gets worse, you're going to begin subconsciously sabotaging your own success. If you can't clearly see how each successive iteration of your business will improve every aspect of your life, you'll begin using behaviors that block your growth whenever you try to step forward. And this is because you're bumping up against pain, which is what you're programmed to avoid from an evolutionary perspective. And this is why many entrepreneurs stall. They essentially hit an energetic ceiling, and the only way to break through that ceiling is to fix the structure of the business itself. So if you're running a business the way most people teach it, you're likely stuck in a high friction, high effort system that looks like high ticket pricing, which makes it harder for clients to say yes. This is called buy or die. They either are forced into saying yes to you now, or you never speak to them again. And this introduces a huge amount of friction, both for your client, potential client, and for yourself. This system also looks like tons of sales calls, which consume your time and energy and often don't convert. You're also leaning really heavily into lead generation. So this looks like grinding out content on a daily basis or spending inordinate amounts of money on ads. And these two things are eating up all of your bandwidth for creativity. So you are cut off from the source of that inspiration as a result of your heavy emphasis on lead generation. You're also likely you're working through the creation of fixed duration programs. So these are programs that might be 8 weeks, 3 months, and this strategy really only works well for a small percentage of those that we serve. And it often puts us into a position where we're forced to find new clients every month. All of this that I just described is an energy drain, and it's also an unnecessary source of pressure. It's highly inefficient because it takes an enormous amount of energy in the form of creating content, lead generation, sales conversions, only to end up converting a very small fraction of the folks that you initiate contact with. So this might work at first, but as you grow, it collapses under its own weight. And you may have noticed that the market is changing. People are being more selective about what they invest in and are less eager to drop $1,000 up front. And it takes more energy and convincing to help them commit. The result of this is that we spend most of our time in sales and marketing instead of actually helping people. You're existing largely in the DMs, but at the same time, you don't have enough leads. Your revenue is really unstable because you're constantly needing to get new clients, and you have pressure in a situation where they either have to buy or never see you again. This turns into burnout because the model demands more energy as it grows. So in the end, the more success you have with this model, the worse your life gets. Your calendar might become full, your stress levels will also become high, and your nervous system will become shot. If this form of scaling means more complexity, more work, and more stress, you're going to instinctively resist the growth of it. This is why so many entrepreneurs get stuck at a certain level. It's not because what they have to offer isn't amazing, It's because the structure that they've built to support it is not sustainable. So just to recap, the reason your model feels like a constant uphill battle is because it's built on friction. And friction kills momentum with every step you take. Every step becomes hard, every sale requires effort, and every new client feels like a battle that you must win. Eventually, your nervous system will start to resist growth. And because success feels like more pain, not more freedom, you begin to sabotage. And as your brain associates growth with stress, you'll subconsciously resist the very things that could take you into the next realm. You'll hesitate on launching that new offer. You'll procrastinate on expanding your marketing. And you'll pull back in order to protect yourself. And then you will plateau, or even worse, descend into a loss of momentum. And this isn't having anything to do with whether or not you rock at what you do. It's because your system is designed to break. So what's the solution to this? Instead of fighting against yourself, what if you actually had the ability to create a business that supports in a natural way your energy, your flow, and your creativity? Just take a second to imagine what that would feel like for you to run every single day. Really connect to that. Instead of forcing a high-ticket funnel, what if your business was built to attract and enroll the right clients effortlessly? This is where the resonance model comes in. And the resonance model is built on a simple principle, and that is that your business should give you more energy than it takes from you. This model is designed to align your business model with your nervous system so that growth feels natural, not forced. This will be hugely beneficial if you don't have the level of clarity and connection to your vision that you need in order to align your business model with your nervous system yet. This is where we start. As you iterate and build on that clarity and connection, we'll help you construct the geometry of your business in such a way that it allows you to maintain and enhance that connection, which is the opposite of what usually happens. This takes you out of the doing mode and into creating mode because no one needs David Goggins screaming in their ear when they're out creating and playing. This model will also help you align your offers with what you love doing, so selling then becomes effortless. We do this by getting Jedi level expert at creating, detecting, and acting on resonance as we go about exploring strategies and tactics. A lot of entrepreneurs have very specific experiences in mind about what they want to feel as they create. But then when it comes to the mechanical side, like making offers, it becomes just that, mechanical. We use resonance to allow you the opportunity to realize how good it can feel to build and grow your business and your vision. You'll focus ruthlessly on the tasks and activities that help you emit your specific vision into the world. We'll also help you align the strategies and tactics of your business with your energy. And this is so you aren't leaking any of that energy, and so that you can create a high degree of efficiency. You living with greater and greater levels of authenticity then becomes your niche. You construct your day around expressing that at the highest level. The result of all of this is that we scale with our mind, not our time. Because in reality, you don't have a strategy problem. You don't have a need to work harder problem. You have a friction problem. And that's what's keeping you stuck. So if this is something that makes sense to you and you're ready to escape, situations like living in the DMs, chasing leads, and trying to convince people, or if you're at the end of the line with dealing with inconsistent revenue and high pressure sales, or you're feeling like your business is running you instead of the other way around, then it's time to make a move. I put together a training on the resonance model that walks you through exactly how to build a business that fuels your energy rather than drains it. It also supports you in creating high impact offers that sell effortlessly. And it also teaches you how to operate from flow and alignment instead of stress and pressure. This 3-hour training will give you the exact framework to apply these principles in your business so that you can work from your vision, not towards it, and so that you can attract the right clients and increase profitability without burning yourself out. We will show you how to generate and measure your resonance, flow, and alignment so that you can create and then begin working from the vision that you have. Resonance, flow, and alignment are the inputs of your vision. Without them, you will suffer from frequent lack of clarity around and connection to your vision. And this disconnect creates a condition where you're immediately depleted of your energy. So in other words, if we aren't able to maintain this connection consistently and with a clear connection to it, we lose our energy. Consistent connection to the vision energizes us. But as you may know, having a vision is not enough. We need to run that vision through a filter where you have a stable and reliable way to connect to your authentic genius. You also need to develop the intentionality to architect your business so that it supports the vision. You also need to develop skills around creating and metabolizing value that you accrete from your vision. And finally, you need to be able to develop frameworks which are derived from the filtering of your vision in this way. In other words, you need to concretize the vision into how you serve and the transformation that you provide. The result of this filtering process is that you have something that's easy to scale because you love it and are consistently energized by it. You also have offers that are fun to create, enjoyable for clients to join, and a lot of joy for you to deliver. You're also lit up by your own marketing because you are so deeply connected to the value that it provides to those you are serving. This is normally a $400 training, but for the next 72 hours, you can grab it for just $50. And that's just a little bit of a gift to you so that you can get started right away. In addition to the training, you'll also get the swipe files that will allow you to diagnose what needs to change in order to help you implement this model faster. You'll also have the opportunity to join the Mental Fitness Revolution, which is a container where we iterate through this process as frequently as possible so that we can achieve greater and greater levels of meaning for others as a result of our vision. So if that resonates with you, go ahead and click below to get instant access. I'd love for you to jump on this one. And as I mentioned, the discount will expire in 3 days. But if you don't want it, that's totally okay. Stick around. I'll give you plenty of insights into how to scale with more flow, not force. But I hope you pick this up because it's a great training. If success costs you your freedom, it might not be success.